Hello, good people of the world. I am coming to you today to talk about the 7-day mental diet. Sorry, there's a reflection. This book I have actually comes with two books in one, but I haven't gotten to this one yet. And actually, I was going to do it while I do the 7-day mental diet. So they're really complementary. But anyways, the 7-day mental diet, I just discovered this a couple weeks ago and felt really drawn to it, really drawn to the philosophy, the concept. I mean, the philosophy and concept I already, have been studying for a while. The idea that we create our reality, I guess. But I loved how the way that he, I guess, dresses it up and teaches it, it is just made a lot of sense to me. And so it's one of those things where when the student is ready, the teacher will come. And I really felt like it's time. So what is the 7-day mental diet? So it was written by a man named Emmett Fox in the 60s, I believe. Don't quote me on that, but it was a long time ago. It was really just like a 7-page pamphlet all about this mental diet, he calls it. So what it is asking you, it's really a challenge for you for 7 days to solely devote yourself to thinking positive thoughts only. To not entertain any kind of negativity in any way, shape, or form, essentially, is the short and sweet description of it. To further define it, he's saying here that this then is your prescription. For 7 days, you must not allow yourself to dwell for a single moment on any kind of negative thought. You must watch yourself for a whole week as a cat watches a mouse, and you must not, under any pretense, allow your mind to dwell on any thought that is not positive, constructive, optimistic kind. This discipline will be so strenuous that you could not maintain it consciously for much more than a week, but I do not ask you to do so. A week will be enough, because by that time, the habit of positive thinking will begin to be established. Some extraordinary changes for the better will have come into your life, encouraging you enormously, and then the future will take care of itself. The new way of life will be so attractive and so much easier than the old way that you will find your mentality aligning itself almost automatically. I love a challenge like this when it comes with a timeline, especially because it's a way to get my mind in alignment with my higher self of what I want to do. It's kind of a way to trick it, I guess, because my mind starts getting excited about the idea of it's short, it's not going to be like a year-long thing. It's really doable and realistic. And it starts looking for results and kind of measuring it. And that's a way to kind of focus my mind in a healthy way. So a challenge is really nice. This challenge is interesting, though, because to me, it's more than just positive thinking. It's actually asking you truly to develop a practice of being in the present moment, of really showing up for yourself consciously and becoming aware of the quality of your life, the quality of my thoughts and how they're making me feel and what I'm actually experiencing, and then reflecting on whether or not that's what I want to be experiencing. Is this the way I want to walk through the world? Is this the feeling I want to experience right here and now? And it's about reminding myself that I actually do have the power within to experience whatever I want to experience. I mean, I can choose my life now. And so it's amazing because it's reminding me to go from, being reactionary to life and being just in effect and moving into now being the cause instead of the effect. So I can now be the one that's conscious that I am creating my own life. So it's really incredibly powerful. I think it's a little bit more complex than just thinking positively no matter what. It really is a practice of becoming present and showing up consciously in every moment, which is incredibly life-changing and powerful. So I wanted to clarify a little bit further about what it actually means by negative thinking. So he says here, first of all, what do I mean by negative thinking? Well, a negative thought is any thought of failure, disappointment, or trouble, any thought of criticism or spite or jealousy or condemnation of others or condemnation of self, any thought of sickness or accident, or in short, any kind of limitation or pessimistic thinking. Any thought that is not positive and constructive in character, whether it concerns you, yourself, or anyone else, is a negative thought. And then he goes on to say, you don't need to bother yourself with worrying about the classification of it. Truly, your heart knows, and whether or not something is positive or negative. For me, I can always feel it in my body and feel what is I'm literally feeling. Am I feeling anxious, worried, fearful, or am I feeling excited or hopeful, compassionate, loving, and on down the line? So again, it truly is about developing a practice of being present and aware with what you're experiencing so that you can change it, essentially. Another really important point he makes is he's saying that you must be quite clear that what the scheme calls for is that you shall not entertain or dwell upon negative things. Note this carefully. It is not the thoughts that come to you that matter, but only such of them as you choose to entertain and dwell upon. It does not matter what thoughts may come to you, provided you do not entertain them. It is the entertaining or dwelling upon them that matters. So, obviously we think a lot of thoughts throughout throughout the day. I think it's like 60,000 thoughts on average people think every day. So obviously a lot of those thoughts are probably going to be negative, especially in the beginning when when we're developing this new habit. But the point of this challenge is to choose and again become aware of what those thoughts are so that then you can choose whether or not you're actually entertaining them. Are you dwelling upon them? What are you meditating on? What are you choosing to focus on? And so that's the whole point. You don't have to fight against it or actively push negative thoughts away or any of that. It's not about creating more resistance. It's really about dropping the resistance and just noticing, hey, okay, I see you, negative thought. No worries. Just going to let it go, No, I'm not going to expand upon it, add to it, make meaning of it, or any of that. Just noticing it and not judging it, letting it show up and pass away. And I was thinking about it too in terms of emotions. It's really the same thing. So I personally believe that, suppressing any kind of emotions is really unhealthy. So this practice is not about denial or suppressing anything. And I actually think that suppressing emotions it ends up creating diseases in our bodies, and a lot of them really are associated with just emotions we haven't allowed ourselves to process fully. So I do want to really clarify as well that this is not about denying anything. It's simply about becoming aware of what's there. And in fact, I think it would help to process emotions because let's say a challenging emotion comes up. The point is to allow it to be there. Don't judge it. Because to me, the negativity is the judging it, the adding a story to it and saying, oh my gosh, I'm so horrible for feeling X, Y, Z. It's simply about letting it be there, process it, experience it, and it will move along. But don't add any thoughts to it and don't add any story. Just simply sit sit and hold a space for yourself to feel whatever emotion you're feeling, and then it will move on. It's really, that to me is like one of the most magical practices that through my own personal experience, I've always seen creates a better life experience when I allow myself to feel my emotions, don't judge them, and let them come up and then move on. And then all of a sudden I just feel so much better, and then my life starts magically transforming. So I think this is one of the most powerful things I can do for myself. Okay, so with all of that, I am ready to try this out for the next 7 days. I'm going to start in the morning, so get a good night's rest and then wake up fresh and ready to go. So I plan on updating every day to just talk about different aspects of the book and kind of do a deeper dive into just the teaching of it. So stay tuned and wish me luck, and hopefully this will inspire some of you to try this with me. Okay, over and out.